Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about how I quit caffeine for good. So my main poison of choice with caffeine was coffee. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about how I managed to stop doing this. Now, I made a video a while back about trying to quit caffeine and things like that, and basically telling you how I could only really just cut down on 1 cup. I think that's pretty much where that went. So it was really difficult for me to quit caffeine. But then suddenly, an event happened in my life and it was very easy for me to quit caffeine. Like the choice became very clear. Okay. So I'm going to go through that story with you, and then hopefully you'll be able to tell how I was able to quit caffeine like that and just stop. I didn't even have to wean myself off of it. I just stopped. Okay. So let's go into it. So the reason I quit caffeine, so I've already quit caffeine before, right? Not that long ago. Right, and then I started drinking coffee again, and then I quit again. Right, so basically I'm going to go into why I did this. Okay, so the first time I quit caffeine was before I got pregnant. Okay, so I have been pregnant. Unfortunately, that ended in miscarriage. So what happened was, I got poorly. Right, I got sick, and this was maybe a couple of weeks before I was going to start fertility treatment. Okay. And because I got sick, I didn't drink any coffee, because usually when I'm poorly, I don't like drinking coffee or tea or anything like that. So that kind of helped that first time I quit coffee and quit caffeine. So I got sick and I stopped drinking coffee. And then I just decided, well, I'm going to be starting fertility treatment very soon, so I'll just stop, because I know that caffeine, coffee consumption can heighten the risk of miscarriage. So I was already aware, it was already in my professional, I was already thinking okay, I don't want to have a miscarriage. Unfortunately, it did end in miscarriage. So, do what you want with that. So I think sometimes, the thing is sometimes if you're going to have a poorly baby, there's not really a lot you can do, right? Even if you eat all the things that you're supposed to eat, and you drink all the things that you're supposed to drink, and you don't drink caffeine, you eat that, you eat this, nothing really can do anything for that baby if it's a poorly baby, right? And I had a poorly baby. We don't know that 100% sure. We don't know that 100%. But usually, across the board, it seems that if you're going to have a miscarriage, it means that there's something chromosomically wrong with the baby. So there was something, it was poorly, okay? So I then, so after my miscarriage, basically, I started to drink coffee again, right? And the reason I started to drink coffee again wasn't really, it wasn't done by mistake, but it was kind of done in a way that I'm trying to think of the right word. I guess you could say I did it because it was convenient. So what happened was, after my miscarriage, about a week or so after that, I went on holiday with my wife. And obviously when you go on holiday and you go stay in a hotel, they have little sachets of coffee, right, in your hotel room. And so I just started drinking coffee again. That was it. I don't really have any of a deeper meaning than that, other than I like to have a hot drink, and I had some coffee, right? And then I started on coffee again. So the thing is, though, when I started coffee again, and I started drinking it normally, like how I used to when I got back home from my holiday, I started drinking it like how I used to. I started getting a twitch in my eye, when you're stressed, or I think it sometimes is to do with coffee as well, but your eye can twitch, and that's what my eye was doing when I started to introduce caffeine back into my life. I started to get twitches, my eye would twitch like crazy, and it would be really annoying, I would feel it pulsing, right? So that's the symptom that I know. So it seems like I can't really have coffee again without that happening. That's what it felt like. So then I quit again, totally, when we started fertility treatment again. And again, this time I didn't even have to be sick. I just stopped drinking it. I just decided one day, okay, I think it was from reading a book. So there's a book called It Starts with the Egg, right? And in there, they talk about how caffeine can increase the risk of miscarriage. And this was a book that I'd already read before, but I reread it again before we started fertility treatment again, to get my nutrition up, to start feeling healthy, to make sure that my egg quality was good. So I read that book again, and the caffeine thing scared me, and I managed to just quit like that. So I quit caffeine again totally before I started my fertility treatment again, which was around November. Now, unfortunately, we had 2 cycles of IUI that didn't work out. I didn't get pregnant. I'm not pregnant currently, and now we're waiting for more sperm to come in because we're getting it imported. So, and it's going to take a while basically for that sperm to come. So now we're in limbo waiting for that kind of thing to happen. So it's unfortunate because I'd really like to just try again and try again and try again. But unfortunately, these things take time and lots of paperwork involved in things, which is fair enough. Okay. So I'm still not drinking caffeine. So what I've come to understand is that I didn't have a strong enough reason before to quit coffee, right? To quit drinking coffee and to stop drinking caffeine. I didn't have a big enough reason why, but having a healthy baby, having a healthy pregnancy, that is the thing that can make me switch off caffeine like that and not have it. Yeah, I still get withdrawal symptoms. I had that really bad when I quit the second time. I feel like the first time it was even worse. But the second time I quit caffeine, I got headaches. I felt really bad. I felt really tired, like really, really tired. Like I just wanted to sleep all the time. So it's difficult. It is difficult to quit caffeine. So you need a really strong reason why if you want to quit it too. Like mine obviously is like, the love of my, I want to be a mother, the love of my children, even though they're not here yet, wanting to have that healthy pregnancy, wanting to make sure that I have a healthy baby. That's a really strong why for me. So strong, in fact, that I can just switch off caffeine like that and just stop drinking it and just not have it. Okay, so if you want to do that for yourself, then you need a really strong reason why, and perhaps you might be a woman watching this, maybe this, because caffeine also reduces your egg quality. At least that's what I read I think that's what I read. I'm pretty sure it's what I read in, It Starts With the Egg, that book, right? So it increases the risk of miscarriage and it can reduce egg quality, right? Especially, I think it also depends on the quality of bean as well. So if you drink decaf instead, then you need to be drinking decaf coffee or decaf tea that is high quality, not, some of the really cheap stuff that you can buy in the supermarkets. And perhaps if you're a man watching this, I don't know what the studies are when it comes to like sperm count, and if caffeine can reduce your sperm count, but there are other health risks to drinking caffeine, like heart palpitations, and men are more risk of heart attack than women generally across the board. I'm not saying that's how it is for everybody, but most of the time men are more prone to having heart attacks. Okay, and caffeine can create a risk of that, right? So obviously, if you are going to quit caffeine or you're going to keep it in your diet, then I would highly recommend that you speak to your doctor or your nutritionist, because, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm only telling you what I've learned and my own experience, right? But no way should what I say be, replaced with medical advice, okay? But so definitely go and seek out information from a medical professional before you take on any sort of like changes to your diet. But I feel like reducing caffeine or quitting caffeine altogether is going to help with certain things. Now, obviously, caffeine is also really useful. Like I know I can work way harder, way faster if I drink caffeine, if I have some caffeine inside of me. Like I know that I can feel it, right? When I started drinking coffee again after that first time that I quit, it was almost like, psychedelic, right? Having that coffee again, right? Because it was like, whoa, I just felt the energy, it was like being in the Millennium Falcon and watching the stars go by me. It was like that, right? That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it felt, like it felt exhilarating. It felt really good. It felt like I could tackle the world. So I understand completely why people drink it, and why it can be useful, especially if you're like an entrepreneur or you're someone that wants to achieve a lot of things in your life. Like, I can totally understand that, and I can totally see why you would want to use that, right? Because it does help. It does give you a boost, right? So, to find out what's best for you, definitely speak to your doctor about it or a nutritionist about it, because they'll be able to give you a way better explanation of these things than me. So don't take what I said as medical advice, please. Go and speak to a professional first. But this was just my experience with it, how I managed to do it, and why I believe that if you're trying to quit something like caffeine, or if you're trying to do something with your life, you need a really strong reason why you're doing it to actually do it. Because if it's just, for like, oh, I'm going to do this as an experiment, which is what I tried to do the first time, like I really wanted to see, because I wasn't that close to becoming, doing other fertility stuff, right? Because I was like, okay, well, I want to kind of quit caffeine because of, I'm going to be pregnant one day. I want to kind of wean myself off of it. But it wasn't until I was really close to that deadline, like, okay, we're going to start fertility treatment soon, that I got scared and was like, okay, I need to stop now, right? So, that's something that you need to consider, right? If you got to figure out a really big why as to why you want to quit something, or you want to start something and do something, you need a really strong why. You really, really do. So thank you so much for watching. Hope this was informative to you. Hope you enjoyed my story, and thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching to do with like personal development, or maybe anything to do with like relationships or dating, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.